Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 40 Days with Dietrich, our journey through the season of Lent with the words of Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Today's passage is taken from that compilation known as A Testament to Freedom. The title given to this excerpt is Serious Discipleship. Dietrich writes, "If our Christianity has ceased to be serious about discipleship, if we have watered down the gospel into an emotional uplift, which makes no costly demands, and which fails to distinguish between natural and Christian existence, then we cannot help regarding the cross as an ordinary, everyday calamity, as one of the trials and tribulations of life. We have then forgotten that the cross means rejection and shame, as well as suffering. The psalmist was lamenting that he was despised and rejected, and that is an essential quality of the suffering of the cross. But this notion has ceased to be intelligible to Christianity, which can no longer see any difference between an ordinary human life and a life committed to Jesus. The cross means sharing the suffering of Christ to the last and to the fullness. Only those thus totally committed in discipleship can experience the meaning of the cross." I'm continually amazed at how contemporary Bonhoeffer is. And this is why I love Bonhoeffer so much. He's writing in the 1930s and 40s, but it sounds like he's commenting on what we struggle with today. A Christianity that has ceased to be serious about discipleship is missing something important. A Christianity that waters down the gospel into something that just says, to make you feel good, as an emotional uplift, he says, and makes no costly demands. It makes no demands on who you're going to be or how you're going to treat others and how you're going to live your life. He says that that misses something, and it misses the cross, because the cross changes everything for Bonhoeffer. The cross changes existence, it changes the world, it changes the universe, it changes the cosmic reality, and it has to change our lives. And so, if there is no difference between, he says, natural life or ordinary human life, is there no difference between ordinary human life and a life committed to Jesus, then we're missing something. One of the things that happened with Bonhoeffer, Bonhoeffer spent a year studying in New York, in Union Theological College, and he was a scholar there. And he ended up having this wonderful friendship with a man named Al Fisher. And Bonhoeffer spent a lot of time being kind of like an unofficial student with Al Fisher in Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem. And that was a hugely profound moment for Bonhoeffer, or time for Bonhoeffer. Because coming out of Nazi Germany, or coming out of Germany, Christianity was, the Lutheran Church was the state church to which Bonhoeffer belonged to. And so in some sense, there was this constant blending of what it meant to be a good German citizen and a good Christian. Later on, with the rise of Nazism and stuff, that distinction gets really, really uncomfortable for Bonhoeffer, and he begins to speak profoundly against that. But it was an understanding of Christianity from the seat of power. And so there was no difference between an ordinary German life and a Christian life, because the two were seen as synonymous. In his time in Abyssinian Baptist Church, one of the things that he ended up seeing, and it profoundly touched him, was that he was engaged in this Black Baptist church, which was not the seat of power. And yet, what united the people in that church and in that community wasn't a powerful Jesus. It was a Jesus who entered suffering. And so you see these echoes here that to respond to the call of Jesus is to take up the cross and enter into that place where we meet Jesus in the suffering of humanity. Because that's where Jesus is found. He's not found in the seat of powerful domination. He's found in the journeying with and the redemption of the suffering of life. And so that's what Bonhoeffer is constantly trying to tease out in his discipleship, in his ethics, and in life together, in all these places. That was such a profound moment for him in understanding that Christianity had to be something more than just being a good and polite citizen. And that's kind of what he's talking about here. Unless we take discipleship seriously as a change for our lives, we've missed something profoundly important about the cross. And so that's why he says only those totally committed to discipleship, totally committed to changing in adherence to Jesus, who pushes us to journey with the suffering, because there we meet Christ, and there we become Christ for other people. Only those people can fully understand the meaning of the cross. Because the cross isn't just this ordinary calamity, my cross to bear, which is nothing more than just, the minor idiosyncrasies of life. No, it is this profoundly transformational thing that has to change our lives. So how does the cross continually change your life? God bless you as you journey through your season of Lent, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.